me tell you, our guest needs no introduction. He has been in the industry for 20 years. From his first song, Ruka, he's just been turning out hits after hits after hit, making him the undisputed king of Genge, entertainer, entrepreneur, family man, husband. I am talking about Jua Cali. Welcome to the show. You know, I want to, like, before we even get into it, we start going deep into your business and everything. Yeah. How does it feel right now? You're going to be interviewed by your wife.
Yes.
Your wife is just over here looking good. I think you guys have decided to match Valentine's Day.
I actually called him. I was like, hey, what are you wearing today, babe?
She called you.
So I don't know whether to save my marriage or save my job.
Which one is more important?
I don't know.
Struggle. Now, speaking about picking struggles, I struggled with this one. Everybody knows you as Jua Cali, and I read somewhere, and then I was corrected later.
Yes.
But let me ask, how annoying is it that someone actually wrote a whole article and said that your name Jua Cali came from the fact that, first of all, Jua Cali inamaanisha intense, fierce sun, and also it's linked to the informal sector of the Jua Cali sector. How annoying is it that that's the fact, and yet your name actually means, do we tell them or do we not tell them?
Let's tell them.
You have California Records, you've been raised in Calif, and therefore you decided that, you know what, people need to know my record label as Jua Cali, aka Jua California.
Yes.
So how annoying is it that someone actually read that, wrote that, and it became a fact?
Okay, you know, I always tell guys to do their research first before you write any article. So that shows ignorance, because my name is spelled with a C. Actually, Jua Cali is short for Jua California, my hood. Because when I decided to do music professionally, I said I will represent my hood forever. And the best way to represent my hood was to use the name, because Jua Cali is forever. So forever, when you say Jua Cali, you'll always remember California.
That's dope. That's dope.
So mlitembea mkitafuta interview kwa radio stations, sijui mna trek from I don't know wapi to wapi, mkitry ku promote music. So like finally mkaeza kupatia au radio presenters your songs, nini wacheze. How was it? How did you feel when you first heard your song on radio?
The first time, okay, I can remember kabisa, because we went to okay, there's a certain presenter, alikuwa very popular that time, alikuwa anaitwa Buika. We went with Clemo, we met with her. Show yake ilikuwa inaanza, I think from 2 to 4. So we met around 12. So tukajiintroduce, Jua Cali, he's my producer, anaitwa Clemo, ndio hizi songs zetu. So we gave her, akasema sawa, no problem. So went back home. So by the time tulikuwa tunafika home ilikuwa around kama 2:30. So tumeingia tu hivi in the house, tumeka nation, tunasikia Buika, there's a certain guy anaitwa Jua Cali, nini, ndio hii song yake, tulianza kupiga nduru. Yani that was the first time nilisikia sauti yangu on radio. So it was noma, sijaisahau.
What of your first performance and your first interview?
My first performance ilikuwa also on the same station. Tulikuwa there was a girl called Gengaton. He was very popular. Siku hizi ni anafanya stories of sports. So that was the first interview we did. And kitu nakumbuka with the interview was the first caller. Remember, that was the first. Tumeingia kwa a radio station for the first time. The first caller who called after Gengaton playing Ruka, alipiga simu akasema, "Hiyo ni nini? What is that? Hiyo ni nini hiyo umecheza?" So sisi tuko hapo, mimi na Clemo na nini tunashindwa, yani hii industry ni noma hivyo. The first call we ever got ilikuwa ni call ya jamaa kitu put down nini hizo kelele. The first performance we ever did was there was this show Inside. Remember Inside the magazine? They had this Livers Bash. every year they used to do shows for the guys who had finished Form 4. It was called Livers Bash. So it was around the end of 2001. That was the first performance we ever did. Yeah.
Now, you went from 2000 where you and Clemo got your your record label
Yes.
started. This was Caliph Records. And then fast forward, actually, let me take it a little further back. Because you went to, let me even correctly read it. You went to Kenya Christian Industrial Training Institute.
KCITI.
Where you studied
Yes.
IT.
Yes.
Which back in the day was as useless as studying DJing. And yet, you used this and started your own record label.
Yeah.
Was it part of the plan? Ulikuanga kwa kichwa yako umesema, I'm going to study IT, because production is not a joke.
Yes, yes.
Running a record label is not a joke. It needs
Yeah.
a lot of that
Yeah,
techie stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah.
was this part of the plan, or did it just happen?
Okay, partly naweza sema both. Naweza sema both. Kwa sababu, you know, with IT, you learn how to use a computer.
True.
Because the first, ukianza kusoma IT, the first question mtu ufundishwa kwa class, ama the first question mtu ulizwa, what is a computer? Kumbuka, what is a computer? So, with me learning about comps, ilitusaidia because the industry started changing from the big studios. Now watu wakaanza kukuwa na studio zao kwa nyumba. And that's how Cali started. Ilibidi turudi kwa hao, we started using softwares and everything. So from me learning stories of IT, it was easy for us now kwanza quiz comps nini kwanza kuproduce songs.
God
So they were, yes,
It
yes.
definitely works, and you can see that like that's what has really propelled you
Yeah.
throughout the years and everything. But I think we definitely can all say last year, 2020, really shocked us with COVID,
yeah.
with the pandemic, with the entertainment industry as the main part being really hit by it.
Yeah.
But I feel as if your song Panda Shuka that you released in
Yeah.
September
Yeah.
was really speaking about the
Yes.
situation that was going on.
Yes.
What made you decide to like write a song about that?
You know, with social media, we always get comments from guys, watu wanatu DM, wakisema, wakituambiani, Jua Cali nisaidie na so mbili, token yangu imeisha, hata nitumie 20 bob, nisaidie, mtoi wangu amelala njaa, nitumie. So that 2020 nilikuwa na get hizo messages so much. So ndo nikasema, let me write a song, yani ile tu kupatia watu moral, kuambia yani what you're going through siwe peke yako. Kama umefungiwa nyumba, kuna watu wengi wamefungiwa nyumba. If your wife amekutoroka, so pesa imeisha. Pia kuna watu wameachwa, mental issues niligusia, guys using drugs. Alafu the second verse now, I was talking to artists, nikiwaambia yani COVID ndio hii imehappen, imeget watu off guard. So ni important sana kwanza ku diversify, ndio usipatikane tena kwa hii noma tena. If you are an artist, anza jifundishe kuproduce, jifundishe softwares kadhaa kama ni Photoshop nini, just learn new skills. Ndio hii noma ikitokea tena, you're okay.
That's actually true, because we were just talking about Omosh. Akona deni ya like 100 Gs ameshindwa kulipa. Omosh the actor ameshindwa kulipa, so it makes sense to advise them on just having something else to do. True. Using their talents. Nini, you've spoken about the positive sides of social media. What do you think are the negative sides of social media, or what did social media do to this industry in a negative way? Okay,
you know, the more things change, I feel the more things remain the same. Kwa sababu tukianza before internet came, easy Instagram and everything, we used to have haters. Walikuwaga tu, hizo siku za Bidianka matademo walikuwa. But now, the farthest they could go na hiyo matusi ilikuwa ni kwa TV ambie best yake yule amekaa naye, au Jua Cali anibambagi, and that's it. But now with internet, guys can comment, ilipatia watu nguvu. Sasa mtu anaweza andika, anaweza kuandikia mpaka director kufikia kwambia wewe hiyo muziki yako nini hiyo mbaya hiyo. Unaona, so internet ni kitu fiti for me, yani ni kitu poa, kwa sababu we always tukitoa muziki mpya just una post na almost everyone kwa Instagram yako anajua umerelease song. So ni kitu fiti for us kupromote muziki and everything. But now imepatia guys, musemaga guys who sell hot air. Watu hawana maana, imewapatia nguvu. Now they can wana feel ni kama tunaweza fikia huyu mtu. Wote ni mtu kani, wote nifanye nini? Yes.
Now, speaking about Corona, I've honestly gone through again and seen that you've been associated with a lot of big brands. A telephone brand back in the day.
Yes.
You've been a brand ambassador for like so many other people, including a foundation which was called Bloodlink. I am not plugging it. I'm just saying it because there's no other way of saying it. So you've been in foundations for charity, but you've still appeared on SIM card commercials. You've been on billboards. Like you've done everything. And that's something that a lot of people as artists, they don't necessarily go towards that direction. Hautaki kufikiria isipokuwa muziki yangu naweza fanya nini niongezee to my music so I'm making money even when I'm not doing events like now Corona times. So how did you have the knowledge back then to do influencing even before influencing became an actual career, you know? How do you get that mindset?
Okay, I'll say unajua luck plays a big role kwa hii shughuli. As much as okay, hard work ni kitu hiyo ndio almost 80%, but kuna a huge percentage pia, kuna percentage hapo mahali ya luck. So but now with the moment we decided to name our music Genge, we gave ourselves an identity, which I always feel the corporate world, they always want to be associated with something, with a movement, with something. Now with the name Genge, we had a sound. Naturally, we had a sound. Sound ya mtaa, sound ya the average Kenyan mwananchi ule anaweza sikia Kiswahili sheng na elewe. Now with that, we had a target audience. Kama wewe unaelewa sheng, uko ndani. Kama wewe ni mtu umependa culture ya Kenya, uko kwa mix. So now with the corporate world, they always target wakitoa product zao. Hawatoagi tu ati tumetoa tu product hivyo. They always know hii product tuna target maybe watu wa 18 to 25 ama 25 to 35. So with us, with me having a target audience, it was easy for corporates kuni approach through me, kwa sababu wanajua target yangu ni gani. So that way ilikuwa rahisi au kunipigia simu na influencing.
Influencer, okay. And I like how you brought that up because like you were bringing something like from the streets and you're able to for them to bring it on so that they can interact with the youth and everything. And that was Genge, and you were the king of Genge. And then now the new wave we're calling it Gengaton. So they've taken a bit of the old, we've added our newness and everything. And I want to know like how do you feel about the whole Gengaton movement where it was doing so great, I would say in 2018, and then towards 2019 is slowly starting to die. 2020 we're kind of seeing it die. We don't know exactly what's going on with Gengaton. And someone as who you've worked with various artists, you've worked with Saska from Ethic, and you've worked with like
I've worked with so many guys,
so many Gengaton artists. What do you think is going on with Gengaton?
Now I will break down because I've been in the industry for long. Najua nini inaendelea. Now with Gengaton, kwanza first and foremost, kwanza nilikuwa humble sana for them calling their music Gengaton. Because they were showing the public where the influence comes from. So hiyo nilikuwa humble sana. Alafu now kuna kitu tena tarudia inaitwa Corona. Corona imeaffect everything. Mpaka music. Ndio naona yani nilikuwa saddened, but ndio hivyo, it's natural because their trajectory walikuwa wanaenda noma sana. But now when Corona happened, nani ya wasee nizaitaje, nimesahau jina, ni kama niseme sai kama attention ya wasee ikamove naturally ili move toka kwa sababu watu wanaanza kufikiria au mambo ya corona, hakuna pesa nini. Watu waliacha kwenda kwa clubs. Na hizo muziki zilikuwa zinachezwa kwa club sana. Their strength iko moso kwa clubs. Hata mpaka saa hii vile hata as much as club inafungwa saa 3, hizo muziki zikichezwa that time bado watu wanaenjoy. So mimi naweza sema kuna watu wametake advantage kubash genge inaisha, Gengaton inaisha, but in real sense ni corona ndio imefanya inaenda chini kwa sababu
survive corona.
Now I feel kwa sababu I always equate this time na ile time yetu. Ile time yetu tukianza 2001 there was nothing. We were building an industry from kitu haikukua. So mimi ile advice I'll give these guys ni they have to believe in their talent. As much as hivi vitu zimeenda chini, they have to continue releasing songs. Na kwa wajanja pia waanze ku-release clean edits. Ndio zichezwe kwa radio, kwa TV. But now ile blanda wanaweza fanya is giving up. Wanaona tumebashiwa online, wanaanza ku give up. Hawezi give up. Pia sisi tulikuwa tuna get so much hit time yetu. But tulijua nyinyi mnapiga kelele. Hizi songs tunatoa mtapiga nduru. So hiyo confidence lazima, as much as vitu zinaenda chini, they have to have that. But now with any industry, kuna wale watu ingia kwa sababu ya fame. Kuna wale watu ingia kwa sababu they are talented. Kuna wale watu ingia kwa sababu mtu mwingine anaifanya. And nature inajua kusieve. So wale wase waliingia for wrong reasons, they have been sieved out. Saitu. Pole pole.
Kuna feedback hapa mazeni hot. Akimshow Jua Cali afanye collab na Lily. but now this fan calls me, Eman James. Eman James is our biggest fan. And Anita Asego. It's Asego.
That's a very good question. Don't even try to go past it. You know, we've seen Kina Diana and Bahati, husband and wife, they're doing songs together. When are we going to see a collaboration between the two of you?
Speaking of which, she's always defending him. Because she's always like, sisi kwapi collabo basi.
Jibu sasa.
Nijibu.
Utawahi kuona collabo?
Yaani mnanika kwa sport.
Yeah, just be honest.
Okay, kutakuwa na collabo.
Oh my.
Kutakuwa na collabo.
Okay.
Kutakuwa na collabo. Hata niseme tu, hata kiasi hapo.
Eman James umeona, but now he goes ahead to say, Ayuma and Kathomi wakue vixen.
Sasa kutakuwa na collabo sasa. Kama ni hivyo sasa iko ndani.
So just there on the side.
Can you angels ask Jua Cali if he fears for his marriage if he goes broke tomorrow, like some artists here in Kenya and the world?
That is a good question.
Wacha niseme hivi. My wife will take care of me. Nikienda broke. Ukweli uongo.
But there is not lying, yeah. You know, some things you agree in the beginning of the relationship or in the beginning of the marriage. You don't like come up with them later on. You talk about everything. Unasema, okay, what if I get sick? What if I get an accident and lose an arm or a leg? What's going to happen? This and this is what is going to happen. So that's why na try sana kutafuta niko hapa nafanya kazi mimi na.
Let me just say what I want to say. So on one of these popular again blogs I saw, you were fighting for him, and it is in relation to all this being broke and being rich and everything. And then you said it was someone who was like, oh, Sijui calling you broke and whatever. And so Lily decided to say, when you come from a 6-bedroom mansion and haters still shout umetoka ghetto, how does that make you feel? Like you've made it, you have your money, you're taking care of your children and your wife, and yet people still associate you with that, I don't know, the bad connotation of genge being for the poor or gengaton being for like a certain demographic of people.
You know, when you first signed, hata tulikuwa na Clemo kwa boardroom. Tukisign deal yetu, I think it's still one of the biggest. Sidhani kama kuna artist ashaipata endorsement kama hiyo. tulisign na wadosi tukiongea Sheng, na ni wadosi kwa boardroom tukiongea Sheng. So yani basically nilikuwa najaribu, yani over the years nimejaribu tu kuonyesha watu Sheng ni ni language. Ni language ya communicate, lakini haimaanishi ni language inferior. Kwa sababu tuliweza kusaina 6-figure deal tukiongea Sheng.
Okay.
Unaona?
6 figures, you heard? 6 figures.
Tukiongea Sheng.
Time inaenda, niko na swali lingine very important ya mwisho. Watu social media sana sana kwa comments. Mtu hana facts, hana nini, anakuja anasema Jua Cali wewe umezeka, wachia mziki ya wadogo nini, hujasaidia mtu nini. Kindly address that on this platform and tell us just the number roughly. Umesaidia nani in this 20 years? Umesaidia watu wangapi? We don't even want the names. Umesaidia watu wangapi?
Yani nikijaribu kuhesabu naweza hesabu mpaka kesho, but roughly naweza sema nimesaidia watu zaidi ya 100, zaidi ya 100 from artists to wale wase tumwandika job sahi, yani tuwase nafanya nao job, DJs, watu wangu wa picha, wa social media, kina Dan hapa. So yani muziki naweza sema uzee hawezi stop age. Days lazima ziendelee. Unaona 2021 sasa tuko almost katikati ya Feb. Yani with age hawezi stop. But now with your mentality, because for mimi I'm forever young. Mimi kama bado naweza imba na vijana, kwa sababu muziki ni kitu napenda. Naweza penda kuona au mavijana wakiachieve dream yao, kwa sababu najua every young kid ajapitia the good life. So the best thing anaweza do ni kudream. Kudream niko na keja Karen. Sasa imagine una help mtoi kuweza steps kuweza kuachieve hiyo kitu. Huyu mtu atakuwa very grateful. Hiyo ndio kitu mimi nilisema, yani mimi I will never stop. Hata nifike. Niliambia watu kwa bidii yangu mpaka nashindwa kwa nini watu kwa social media wanasema unazeeka.
Alafu sasa hizo baba yao probably wako 58 or 60 now.
Really? The shade.
So he's going to work until he's 100 years.
That's right. Now you have a brand new song, Shafuzi, but before we even go into that brand new song, we want to do a little bit of a medley of some of your greatest hits.
Yes.
We can sit here and jam to it, so let's go ahead and do that.